Jane Austen, one of the most famous writers in English literature that changed the world. Jane Austen, born December 16, 1775, Steventon, Hampshire, England, died July 18, 1817, Winchester, Hampshire, was an English writer who first gave the novel its distinctly modern character through her treatment of ordinary people in everyday life. She published 4 novels during her lifetime: Sense and Sensibility, 1811, Pride and Prejudice, 1813, Mansfield Park, 1814, Emma, 1815. Her novels defined the era's novel of manners, but they also became timeless classics that remained critical and popular successes for over 2 centuries after her death. These works reflect her enduring legacy. Her work has inspired a large number of critical essays and has been included in many literary anthologies. Her novels have also inspired many films, including 1940's Pride and Prejudice, 1995's Sense and Sensibility, and 2016's Love and Friendship. The house in which Jane Austen lived from 1809 to 1817, Chawton, England. She lived during her last 8 years of life, now Jane Austen's House Museum. Watercolor of Jane Austen by her sister Cassandra, 1804. Winchester Cathedral, where Austen is buried, and her memorial gravestone in the nave of the cathedral. Austen commemoration on the wall of Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey, London. The person, be it gentleman or lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel, must be intolerably stupid. Jane Austen. Godmersham Park in the Kent Downs, a Grade I listed house that inspired Jane Austen. The city, Bath, that inspired Austen. In vain have I struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and I love you, Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. The small writing table where Austen penned and revised books that were destined to become classics. About 15 miles from Chawton is the tiny village of Stevenson, where Jane Austen was born in 1775 and lived until she was 25 years old. She wrote drafts of her earliest novels here. Jane Austen's novels. Emma was the last of her works that Jane Austen lived to see published, and despite the compliments she received upon it, and the pleasure they gave her, its publication had sad associations for her. In 1816, one of her nieces had written to her with earnest inquiries after her health, in answer to which Jane replied, "Many thanks for your kind care of my health. I certainly have not been well for many weeks, and about a week ago I was very poorly. I have had a good deal of fever at times and in different nights, but I am considerably better now, and am recovering. My looks a little, which have been bad enough, black and white and every wrong color. I must not depend upon being ever very blooming again. Sickness is a dangerous indulgence at my time of life." In spite of weakness and suffering, she finished Persuasion in July, 1816, but when she attempted the most difficult part of the story, the re-engagement of Anne and Captain Wentworth, her brain had, for the moment, lost its full power. And she produced a chapter which was certainly not up to her usual standard. In 1816, Jane began to suffer from ill health, probably due to Addison's disease. She traveled to Winchester to receive treatment, and died there on July 18, 1817. 2 more novels, Persuasion and Northanger Abbey, were published posthumously, and a final novel was left incomplete. Jane Austen Memorial Plaque inscription on the wall in Winchester Cathedral. Jane Austen passed away in the early morning. The last words she said the day before were, "God grant me patience. Pray for me, oh pray for me." Jane Austen's grave at Winchester Cathedral. Thank you. Presentation created by Pushkar Bisht.